Hi, this is Mrs. Maglinte. So today we're going to be painting a beautiful rose. And the rose we're going to be painting today kind of symbolizes a rose. And it has the 3 leaves on each side, and it has the thorns on there. And above is the golden light, and then below is the moisture from the earth. And we're going to be using the ultramarine blue, and also the carmine red, and the lemon yellow. And we've got 3 brushes we're going to use today. We're going to use our 1-inch flat or Peter paintbrush. We're going to be using our number 12 round. And we're also going to be using our detail brush. So let's go ahead and start off with our verse, Colors Shine Around Us. 1, 2, 3. Colors shine around us from earth and sea and sky. Pale and light, deep or bright, they show us earth's glory and her might. And I have a rose story for you. A man planted a rose and watered it faithfully, and before it blossomed, he examined it, and he saw the bud that would soon blossom, and also the thorns. And he thought, how can such a beautiful flower have so many sharp thorns? And he decided to neglect watering the rose, and it died before it ever bloomed. Some say that within every soul there's a rose. Our good qualities are planted in us at birth, and they grow amid the thorns of our faults. Some people only see the thorns and the defects in ourselves. We may think that nothing good can ever possibly come from us. We neglect to water the good within us, and eventually it dies. We never realize our potential. Some people do not see the rose within themselves, and someone else must show it to them. One of the greatest gifts a person can possess is to be able to reach past the thorns and find the rose within others. This is the characteristic of love, to look at a person and, knowing their faults, see the goodness in their soul and help them realize that they can overcome their faults. If we show them the rose, they will be able to conquer the thorns, and then we can all bloom in our own garden. So I'm going to take my paper that's been soaking out from the water, let it drip off a little bit, and I'm going to put it on my painting board. So let's go ahead and dry our paper with our drying cloth. And don't forget to have your painting cloth ready so you can wipe off your brush when you need to. So we're going to take and we're going to go ahead and wet Peter paintbrush and take a little water off on the side. And then we're going to just dip the tip into the yellow. So this is the beautiful yellow of the sun shining down on our rose. Roses love sun. Rinse off the brush, make sure it's nice and clean, and again we just dip the bottom part into the beautiful ultramarine blue, and this is showing the moisture in the earth that the rose needs to grow. And then where they meet, I'm going to get a beautiful green. Then we're going to rinse off our brush, and we're going to take some off on the sides of our container, and we're just going to go over this edge and soften this edge a little bit. We don't want to wet too far in because we need to have the paper a little bit drier to create our rose. You see a bit of a water spot right here. Got a little bit of that blue up here. I'm just gonna put a little yellow on there. All right, so now we're gonna switch to our round brush, and I'm gonna take my tray, and I've mixed a little bit of that red into the tray to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so we're going to put our rose somewhere right about in here. And the first thing we want to start with is we want to start with a little more red. This is going to be the center of the rose. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start increasing the size of the petals. So we kind of push down a little bit with our brush. We just take our time. And then what we're going to do, we're going to rinse off our brush, and we're going to add a little bit of yellow to the petals, just the ones in the front, to indicate that the sun is shining on the petals. Now it's time to go ahead and put the stem in. So this time we're going to go ahead and start with the blue, and then we'll go ahead and add the yellow. Now we're going to go ahead and switch back to Tiny Tim, to the number 12 round. And let's go ahead and put the leaves on. They're kind of pointed at the ends, and they might curl down just a little bit. Here's one more coming down this way. And then we have to add the sepals here, where the rose connects with the stem. It has sepals. Okay, let's rinse out our brush. And let's go ahead and add the yellow. Now, you can make a decision. Do you want to add this with the small brush or with this brush that I'm working with? It's totally up to you. Whatever feels comfortable. Now, remember how the story talked about the thorns? So let's go ahead and add those thorns. We're going to dip into the blue. You notice how I'm bracing my hand here because I don't want to lean on my paper. And you might want to try that. And there we have our rose. And let's go ahead and we're going to sign our name with the beveled part of our brush. To balance out our painting, let's put a little bee or an insect right over here. So we're going to need to mix our brown. So I've got a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow. Okay, let's get our detail brush. And this bee is very interested in this rose. Rinse off our brush. We'll dip into the yellow. Put a couple wings on. And let's add the antenna. So I hope you enjoyed this painting of the rose and bee, and I'll look forward to painting with you again. Bye-bye.